So Varignon's theorem in the topic moments, the statement of this theorem is algebraic sum of the moments of two coplanar forces not forming a couple. What is the meaning of a couple? Couple ये ਹੁੰਦਾ है कि ਜਦੋਂ equal and opposite forces body ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ apply ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, equal and opposite ਹੋਣ, then we say that these two forces form a couple. But इस तरह ਦੀ situation उरे नहीं हैगी है. When we move to the topic couples, then we will discuss it in detail. So that means we have only two forces which are not equal in magnitude as well as equal and opposite in magnitude. They are not forming a couple and they acting on a rigid body about any point in their plane is equal to the moment of their resultant about that. Algebraic sum of the moments of two coplanar forces. Suppose I have two forces P and Q. So we will calculate its moment, means force into the perpendicular distance, and similarly force into the perpendicular distance of the second force and their sum, the algebraic sum of the moments of two coplanar forces acting on a rigid body about any point in their plane is equal to the moment of their resultant about that. And this sum will be equal to the moment of their result. That means it will be, if their resultant is r and the perpendicular distance of the resultant from the point is small r, then it will be equal to r into r. We have to prove this result, and this is the statement of the Varignon's theorem. Now moving to the proof of the theorem, two cases arise when the forces intersect at a point, and the second case we will discuss the forces are parallel. So firstly, we will discuss the case when the forces intersect at a point. In the diagram, you can see I have made two forces P and Q, this one P and this is Q, and they are intersecting on the point O, the force P and force Q. So because the forces are intersecting at a point, and let R be their resultant, and resultant will be along the diagonal of the parallelogram. If we would complete the parallelogram like this, then the resultant will be along the diagonal. So that's why I have made the resultant in this direction. So R be their resultant. Let A be the given point about which moments are to be taken, because we have to take any point. So I am taking the point A about which we will calculate the moments. So what we are doing, firstly, from OX, draw OX perpendicular to O. So we are taking this point about which we have to calculate the moments. So I have joined it with O, and also I have made a direction OX which is perpendicular to OA. एक ऐसी direction ਅਸੀਂ consider कर रहे हैं ਜਿਹੜੀ OA ਦੇ perpendicular है, because in the next steps of the theorem I will need this OX ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ direction perpendicular बनाई है. That means I am just considering, because I have to make a rectangular system. So OA एक axis होगी and OX अपने को second axis होगी. So to make a rectangular system, that's why I am taking OX perpendicular to O. Now, next construction is, because we have to calculate the moment of P about A. So what we have to do, we have to draw the perpendicular from A to the line of action of P. So A तो ਅਸੀਂ perpendicular draw करांगे P ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ताकि moment ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ calculate कर सकिए. So that's why AN perpendicular to on the line of action of the force P. Now moment of P about A, that will be simple as P into AN, the force into the perpendicular distance. So force is P and the perpendicular distance is AN. AN can be written like this: P into OA, P into OA into AN by OA. That means we have done multiplication with multiply and divide AN by OA. So AN by OA, that will be equal to, you can see in this triangle, AN by OA. This is the perpendicular and this is the hypotenuse. So if we suppose this angle is alpha, so that means you will get AN by OA, perpendicular by hypotenuse, is equals to sine alpha. P into OA sine alpha. So what we can claim about this, find that I am just switching these two terms. OA ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਔਰ P ਨੂੰ sin alpha ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਿਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. So OA into P sin alpha. And sin alpha can be written like this: cos 90 minus alpha. you can say it can be written cos 90 minus alpha. And you can see if this angle is alpha, then this angle will be 90 minus alpha as written already, 90 minus alpha, because OA and OX are perpendicular to each other. The angle between them is 90. If this angle is alpha, then this angle will be 90 minus alpha. So what we can say about this term now, P cos 90 minus alpha. This is the force making angle 90 minus alpha with OX. Then we can say the component of force P along OX will be P cos 90 minus alpha. The thing is, जिन्ना एंगल पूरे बनया हुंदा है फोर्स दा किसी डायरेक्शन दे नाल कितना एंगल बनया 90 माइनस अल्फा, तो अगर इसका कंपोनेंट ਅਸੀਂ OX ਦੇ ਨਾਲ फाइंड करना ਹੁੰਦਾ है तो सिंपल रिजल्ट यही है कि P into की ले लो cos of the angle 90 minus alpha. That means आही चीज है. So what we can say we have this result as OA into resolved part of P along OX. So ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ फोर्स ਦੀ मोमेंट अबाउट ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ A कैलकुलेट ਕੀਤੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ फाइंड ਕੀਤਾ है. Now similarly the moment about Q, moment of Q about A, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ P ਦਾ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਸੋਲਵ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਵੇਂ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ Q ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਫਾਈਂਡ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਜੇ P ਦਾ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਲਵ ਕੀਤਾ then we get this result OA into resolved part of P along OX. So similarly जब ਅਸੀਂ Q ਦਾ solve करांगे because P was a arbitrary force, I have taken it in a arbitrary direction P. Similarly we have Q. So if we do the same calculation by drawing a perpendicular from A on the line of action of Q, let it be like this. If I draw the perpendicular, so with the same calculation you will reach on to the same result, that is OA into the resolved part of Q along OX. So the moments ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਹ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟਸ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ. ਸੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੈਰੀਗਨੌਨਸ ਦੀ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੈਰੀਫਾਈ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ we have to do their algebraic sum. That means I have to made a sum of this finding and this finding. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੋਵਾਂ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ. ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੋਵਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਮ ਕਰੋਗੇ OA ਕਾਮਨ ਆ ਗਿਆ. You will get in the bracket algebraic sum of resolved parts of P and Q along OX. So resolved part of P along OX, resolved part of Q along OX. इनका the sum होएगा, and I have written it as algebraic sum of resolved parts P and Q along OX. And इस चीज सानू सारिਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਦੋ ਫੋਰਸਸ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, right? Whenever we have two forces P and Q, suppose these are the two forces. This is P, this is Q. So if I taking the resolved parts. By taking the resolved part of these two forces in the direction OX, then their sum is equal to the resolved part of their resultant. So that's why algebraic sum of resolved parts of P and Q along OX will be the resolved part of their resultant, that is R along OX. And फिर यही सेम चीज ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ अगर इस नाल कंपेयर करिए इसमें ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਲਿਖਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, this is equal to the moment of the force. So this is equal to the moment of the force. ਉਹਦੇ force ਕਿਹੜੀ यूज हो रही है R. So moment of R about A. और यही ਅਸੀਂ वेरीफाई करना है वैरीगनॉन्स थ्योरम ਦੇ ਲਈ. So case 1 is justified when the forces intersect at a point. Now the second case, when the forces are parallel. But in the parallel case we again have two sub cases when the forces are like parallel. So like parallel means when I have P and Q in the same direction. They are parallel but their direction is same. P भी upwards है बनाया, P भी vertical बनाया upwards, and Q भी vertically upwards. So these are called like parallel. And then we will discuss the second sub case when they are unlike parallel. So when the forces are like parallel, so it has been discussed in the chapter parallel forces already that we must have their resultant equal to P plus Q, and it will act inside it will act in the inside portion at the point C, and we must have P upon the distance between other two, P upon CB, Q upon AC equal to R upon AB. Or you can say P into AC is equals to Q into BC. So this is the result for the like parallel forces, and whenever we need this equation, we will use it. So when the forces are like parallel, when the point O lies outside AB. ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ point ਅਸੀਂ calculate ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, जिस point ਦੇ about ਅਸੀਂ moments calculate ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹ AB ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਕਿਤੇ lie ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ. when the point O lies outside AB. Then we will discuss when the point O lies inside A. So I am not talking about this O right now. I am talking about this O. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਸੀਂ outside AB ਲਿਖਦਾ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ because moments ਦੇ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ clockwise and anti-clockwise directions ਲੈਣੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ so you will see later on that when we take the point outside then there is a difference between the sign when we take the point inside AB. So when the point O lies outside AB, then algebraic sum of moments of P and Q about O. Let us firstly find it, how it is possible. Find karna. So this is P. So its perpendicular distance will be, you can see, its perpendicular distance will be this OA. So P into OA. It will be, I am writing here. This is P into OA. And because this force is acting upwards, so this point is moving in the sense anti-clock. So that's why I have taken the positive symbol, positive P into OA. Similarly for Q, I would have Q into OB. The perpendicular distance will be OB, this one. So again, this is also letting the point to move in anti-clockwise direction. So again, this is positive P into OA plus Q into OB. So next step ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਇਹੀ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਅਸੀਂ algebraic sum of moments of P and Q about OA is P into OA into Q into OB. Now what we can write about AO, you can see in the diagram this AO, you can write it as OC minus OA. OC minus AC, OC minus AC. About this OA, you can write OC minus AC. So A लिखा हुआ है OC minus AC. And for OB, this is OB. You can see, I'm showing you again. This is OB. ਇੱਥੋਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਹੈਗਾ OB. It can be written as OC plus CB. So OC plus CB. Now, when we open the brackets, you can see OC is common, OC, and I have P plus Q into OC and minus P into AC plus Q into CB. And I have already told you when the forces are parallel, then P into AC is equals to Q into CB. So that's why these two terms will cancel out, minus and plus, these two terms cancel out. I would remain with P plus Q into OC. P plus Q is R, so R into OC. And R into OC means, you can see in the diagram, this is the force, this is the perpendicular distance. R into OC means the moment of the force R about O. So moment of the resultant R about O. And we have to prove this thing. So in the like parallel forces, I have the result. In the case of when the point lies outside AB. When the point O lies within AB, that means now I am talking about this O. This O ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ inside AB ਅਸੀਂ consider ਕਰਨਾ. So inside AB, again algebraic sum of moments of P and Q about O. Again the distance is AO, but this time this force let this point to move in the clockwise direction because near about distance is this side. So PO, this will move into the clockwise direction. So that's why I have taken the negative sign for P, but for Q it will be positive because it is on the left hand side of Q. So it will move anti-clock. So positive sign for Q, but negative sign for P. So you can see minus P into AO and Q into OB. And now what would we write about AO? In this situation, what we can say about AO? AO can be written as, it will be AC minus OC. AC minus OC. So I have written it, AC minus OC. And what we can say about OB now? You can see OB is OC plus CB. OC plus CB. This is OB. So OC plus CB, again by opening the brackets and combining the terms with OC minus opening the bracket minus P into AC, P plus हो जाएगा, minus minus plus हो गया, P plus Q into OC, and similarly Q into CB remain रह जाएगा और Q into OC ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ combine हो जाएगा. So ये दोनों terms again cancel out हो गया and we will get P plus Q into OC, that means R into OC, moment of the resultant about O. Now the sub case 2, when the forces are unlike parallel. So its diagram is like this. These are the two forces P and Q, and they are unlike parallel, having are parallel but having opposite directions. P is moving upwards and Q is letting downwards. So in the chapter parallel forces, we have discussed that if the forces are unlike parallel, one will be greater than the other. So let it be P is greater than Q, then the resultant will be P minus Q, and it will act in the direction of the greater force. So P is the greater force and it will act along its direction, and the point of application of R will lie outside this AB. So ਜਦੋਂ unlike parallel ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ A ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ resultant ਹੈ ਉਹ outside their line of action act ਕਰਦਾ, ਔਰ ਇਸ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ direction ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ greater magnitude ਦੀ force ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. P and Q be two unlike parallel forces and O be the point about which moments are to be taken. Now, firstly, we have to take the point O, and we will make same cases here when the point O lies outside the direction lies outside AB, and then point O lies inside AB. So we are taking this point O about which we have to take in the moments. So again, I have the same result. P into AC is equal to Q into CB. So now calculating the moments when the point O lies outside AB, you can see P into OA minus Q into OB. Let us see how is it possible. Because P lies on this side of, so it will moving in anti-clock, so that's why positive. For Q, it will be on this side. It is moving in clockwise direction, so negative. And the distances will be OA for P and OB for this is OB for Q. So P into OA, Q into OB. And similarly, you can check OA will be written as OC plus CA and OB can be written as OC plus CB. So combining again the terms containing OC and the rest of the term P into CA, this one, P into CA and Q into CB, they will cancel out because I have already told you P into CA is equal to Q into CB. So P minus Q into OC, that means R into OC. That is moment of the resultant R about O. And similarly, when we take the point O lies inside AB, then both the moments will be negative. You can check it on. So AO will be written in that form, OC minus AC, and OB can be written as BC minus OC. And combining these two, I would get minus P minus Q into OC minus R into OC. This will be the moment of the resultant force R about O. So in this way, I have completed the proof of the Varignon-Gnon's theorem. So the question based on this theorem, a force F acts at a point 3,4 of the XY plane. The force is directed away from the origin and inclined at 60 degrees to the x-axis. The horizontal component of F is 5 kg. Determine the force F. And using Varignon's theorem, calculate the moment of F about the origin. Hence, find the perpendicular distance of the origin from the line of action of F. So firstly, what is the question is saying? I would make a diagram like this. He said you have to take a force acting at the point 3, 4. So I have considered the point 3, 4 and taken the force F, and the direction is also clear in the question. The force is directed away from the origin. We have to take its direction away from the origin. So this is the origin and away from the origin to the opposite side, and inclined at 60 degrees to the x-axis. And this force is making 60 degree angle with the x-axis. So with the x-axis, you can say here 60 degree and here 60 degree because these two lines are parallel. So you can take 60 degree here also and here also. So I'm clear about the direction of F also. Now I have given the horizontal component. This component of the force F is 5 kg. So I have to determine the force F. So the first question is very simple, because I have given the horizontal component and I have also the angle with the horizontal component. So the horizontal component would be F cos 60, because I am giving the angle with this direction. But I have also given the component equals to 5. So whatever be the value of cos 60, that is 1/2. So I would get F is equals to 10 kg. So the first question is very simple. I have determined the force F that is equal to 10 kg. Right. Now, using Varignon's theorem, calculate the moment of F about the origin. So Varignon's theorem is saying that whatever be the components of F. So one component is given 5, and now I can also calculate the other component because the force is of magnitude 10, and the other component will be 10 into sine 60. This component is 10 cos 60, F cos 60. So this component will be F sine 60. So 10 into sine 60, that is 5 root 3. So I have written it 5 root 3. So दोनों ਦੇ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਕੰਪੋਨੈਂਟ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਗਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਫੋਰਸ ਦੇ. ਸੋ ਵੈਰੀਗਨਸ ਥਿਊਰਮ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ, ਨਾਓ ਦਾ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟੈਂਟ ਇਜ਼ F, it will be equal to algebraic sum of the moment of the components. So 5 ਦਾ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੈਲਕੂਲੇਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, 5 root 3 ਦਾ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੈਲਕੂਲੇਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, and about the origin ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ, we are given in the question. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੋਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੈਲਕੂਲੇਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ about the origin, and then ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਮ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, then we will get the moment of F. So this is 5, and I have calculated the second component. So by Varignon's theorem, moment of F about O equal to algebraic sum of moments of its resolved parts about. So now what is the moment of this component? Firstly, what is the moment of this component? 5. About origin calculate karna hai. So 5 the line of action de upar, this is the line of action of 5. So the perpendicular drawn from origin to its line of action is this. So its length. So its length is the y coordinate of this point, that is 4. So 5 ਦੇ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜਾ perpendicular distance ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ 4 ਹੋਏਗਾ. Okay, or you can say AL ਹੋਏਗਾ. So that's why 5 into AL. Now positive negative ਲਈ check ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ. For positive negative, it is moving in the clockwise sense, because whenever we rotate this force in this direction, so near about the distances about O is this on this side, so it is clockwise direction, so minus 5 into AL. And for 5 root 3, this is the line of action of 5 root 3, so the perpendicular distance will be OL, or you can say AL, both are equal, and this is equal to 3, the x coordinate of the point. And now this force is letting move Q in the anti-clock sense, so that's why positive symbol 5 root 3 into AM. So AM the ਜਿਹੜੀ length ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ 3 ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, so by calculating I would get the moment of the F. And now have to find the perpendicular distance of the origin from the line of F. So this is line of F, so this is the perpendicular distance. So I have finded the moment of F. So according to the formula, the moment of F will be F into P. So F into P means 10P, and I have to taken it equal to, because I already have the moment, so perpendicular distance will be calculated 5 root 3 my 3 root 3 minus 4 by 2. So this is all about this question.